I'm Allie, and I'm the product manager here at Bridge for Billions. I'm going to walk you through our online incubation program. So once you have matched with your mentor, you'll actually be able to enter the portion of the platform that's all about incubation. So you can do that either up here in My Venture or down here at this point. So once you get inside, you'll have access to the 8 business tools, and over the 3-month program, you'll work through those business tools, and once per week, you'll also meet with your mentor. When you first join, actually, the tools will look a little something like this, where you haven't gone all the way through them yet. So it's tracking your progress tool by tool here, and up here, it's tracking your overall progress in the program. So once you're inside, you'll work through the different modules like value proposition or competition map, where you can take a look at your competitors with a deeper lens, or something more like mapping out your business model and choosing the right business model for you and starting the beginning plan of how you're going to do your marketing and acquire customers. And then towards the end, things more like financial projections, which are future forward looking, like mapping your projections for the next 3 years or planning your growth as well. But for the sake of digging into the content of the tools and seeing what's inside, we'll go through one project that's already completed. So in the first tool, which is value proposition, you start out by defining the problem that you're solving for people. So this is an entrepreneur that already defined all the problems, and then you'll come and you can select the things that you are actually going to work on. And then from there, you do activities like defining your customer segments and classifying what type of customer segment that is. At any point in the program, on every single step, there's advice and tips and a little more information about like what this step is all about. There's also examples available. On every tool, we use different businesses. So for example, on this particular tool, we give 2 kinds of business examples. One that's more traditional, like a coffee shop, and then this one, which is an online platform for people to buy and sell drones. So here, at any time that you're working and you're not sure, you want some inspiration, you can come look at the examples and see how other entrepreneurs did it and get a little more information as well. So as I said, on every single step in every tool, there's all this information about tips, examples, and then actually, if you want more personalized information or want to ask a question unrelated to any of the tools, we also have our online interactive community where our entrepreneurs and mentors are connecting all the time in that forum space. So the way the tools work is that everything is very progressive. So once you define your customer segments, which are these things here, then you'll come and you'll define the pains that those customer segments have. And you do a lot of ideating here. And if you ever want to delete something, you can do that. And you can leave comments for your mentor like this, or your mentor perhaps leaves a comment for you after reviewing, and you can respond there in real time. So after you define a lot of the things, you move on to the next activity like market sizing, and then here's a good example of how things work. So this is one step to define, and then the following step is actually to do a selection down to only choosing a limited number of opportunities that you're going to pursue. And then this is called divergence and convergence. So after converging, then we have a lot of steps that take those items that you converged on, and then you start analyzing them a little more by ranking them, seeing how important this is to customers. So just to zoom out here and get the bigger perspective back. So we were just inside value proposition and we were working through step by step, but every single tool has its own path, and each of those paths comes to an end where you've done all the work to accumulate something like a graph or a map of a plan. And so in this particular step, you have your opportunity plot graph, which maps all your customer segments, and you can turn them on and off to better analyze what's happening here and see where your opportunities lie. And the size of these bubbles is actually the market size in this case. So on this particular step, you have to make a decision about which are the customer segments you're going to work with throughout the program. And then you can do a little write-up here of your comments on this map and your choices. And then every single one of these tools culminates in a final output, which is the summary page. And that summary page gets compiled into your visual business plan. So you have the toolkit, which you're working through all the time, and the business plan, which you can come here and download either page by page in PDF format, or the entire plan, which is all 8 tools in one, and it looks a little something like this. So you have the summary and some information about your project, the summary of the first tool, summary of the second tool. So competition map is one of my favorites because it's really visual and you can see your competitors, the points you compete with them on, and where you stand in relationship to them. As I said, everything is always a combination of a graph, but also your own words about this graph. And as a last example, another tool we have is stakeholders map analysis. So this is you mapping out all the people that are going to be involved to make your business a reality and the distribution channels you have to your customer segments and your own words on that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. And if you have any questions about the tools, how they work, and how you work with your mentor on the tools, we'll be happy to answer them anytime.